Well, good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. And don't mind the subscriber count on here. That'll reset again. Obviously, I've got my super chat little insignia on here. So, yeah. It's just every time I decide to just take my channel down, it has to reset. So it'll go back to I don't know, give it a day or two, go back to the original. I went through this before, the original amount of subscribers on here. Anyway, I'm actually looking forward to hearing some more of these videotapes while a certain person has been incarcerated about me. And I think, I don't know if it's Allo that's supposed to release them or something. Apparently, a lot of this individual just talks to somebody that didn't want this information to go out, did go out. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I could certainly use that information. There's a train of thought where, if something hasn't worked out for you, well, decide what it was that didn't work out for you and don't repeat your mistakes. That's a very simple statement, really. Some people just can't change or won't change or don't know how to change. And this is one individual that's proving it time and time again while he's incarcerated. He's not getting anywhere with his hopes and dreams and bullshit that he's going to be released and his whole world is going to go back to being normal. And well, that's just not going to happen. And that's a reality that he has to face. Okay. So, yeah, I'm actually hoping all these little secret phone calls or conversations are released. I'd be looking forward to hearing that, and it just gives me more evidence against him. He doesn't learn. I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? I can't control what somebody does. But I think the individual said that Frank doesn't like it when he can control things. Well, that's wrong. So far I've controlled everything. This individual is where he's supposed to be. I took control of that. I took control of his life for the past almost half a year. So with that being said, I don't know what all this talk about is, I can't control him. Well, I guess I am, if you want to look at it that way. And well, apparently the begging is going pretty crazy now. And he's trying to get his girlfriend to do as many shows as possible. I mean, you can't even watch him, really. There's nothing to watch. You like the police say at an accident scene, okay, now everybody go back home, nothing to see, go back home. That's pretty much what's going on with his channel. He pretty much demanded, I'm sure, that she put these shows on, no matter what. He told her, I don't care what it is, whether you're cooking something, whether you're on the street for 3 seconds or whatever it is, put it on. We got to get this monetization going. We got to get this monetization going. I mean, that's all it's really been. That's all it's really been. It's obvious that he's pretty desperate, and I understand. But, there's not really any changing the situation. Like I said, when I just started this broadcast, I mean, doing something over and over again and expecting different results, I mean, that's just not going to happen. Obviously not. If you can't change your ways, you're not going to move forward in life. And that's been proven with him. And there's another individual out there that's been a thorn in my foot for a lot of years, who's been pushing his luck quite a bit. No names mentioned on my show. I think he knows who he is. He's enjoying all the entertainment, and he doesn't realize that everything he's doing is noted in more ways than he'll ever know. And as I said, no names mentioned on here at all. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the subscriber count, it'll reset probably in a couple of days. When I've taken my shows off before, the same thing has happened, and it's not showing the actual subscriber count. I mean, if I only had what it's showing right now, I wouldn't be able to be monetized and so forth and so on. So, makes sense? Okay, yeah, I don't know, a couple of days. This happened before. I figured, keep my videos on. It took a long time to record these things and whatever. I'm not going to get rich on that, that's for damn sure. I just figured let it just keep on flowing, whether I do shows or not on here. No reason I'm taking them off all the time. But yeah, sometimes the process of resetting your show, it's not going to show the actual subscriber count, and it's going to go by current, but it always resets. I give it a couple of days on that, I guess. That's part of when you take your show down, your videos are still there, but it's just hidden. Just figured, well, what the fuck? Take them down, whatever. But when you put them back up, it's going to reflect. It's not going to reflect the amount of subscribers you actually have. As I said, it takes about a few days, I think, for that. pretty much somewhere around there. But that happened 2 other times. I said, where the hell did my subscribers go? Well, they're there, and they'll pop back. I obviously wouldn't have that super chat sign on here if I didn't have enough subscribers and all that other shit. Okay, with that being said, no more explanations on that. But I think it comes a time when somebody pushes and pushes too hard and it works against you. And this is what this one character is doing all the time. He's so desperate to try to get his monetization back and making his girlfriend work for him. But I had this one, question. She's got the motorcycle. Okay, he probably gave her demands. Don't ever sell it. Don't ever sell it. Well, as one commenter said on his show, he said, why don't you sell the bike? I mean, he's not going to get out of jail or not be able to come to this country ever again when the smoke clears. And all the money that he's taken off of her, why don't she just sell the goddamn bike? But he probably demanded her, because he has, grandiose, delusions or illusions going on. He's going to get out of there and life's going to be happy where it was again and be able to ride his bike around the streets. And I don't know if he needs a lawyer that bad and needs defense money. The logical thing to do would be to sell the motorcycle, right? I mean, it's logical to me. I don't know how it is to you guys, but she don't ride the damn thing, so sell the damn thing, I mean, look, in my lifetime, I've had to sell things back in the past, whether it was camera equipment, whatever it was, extra equipment, if I ever needed the money. Sometimes you musicians sell their guitars. They run out of money, and that's their money maker, bread. But still, if they come into situations, they wind up selling their instruments. Photographers have sold their cameras, and so forth and so on. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't really want to do. But if you need the money that bad, and that motorcycle is, it's insignificant. It's sitting there. And he complains on his community page, I need the money, he's in bad shape, blah, blah, blah. Everybody sends money to my PayPal. Well, for starts, why don't you sell the motorcycle? I mean, that's rational. It's logical. But, he thinks that this whole thing is going to blow over. Now, as I said, I don't know how this is going to blow over. I don't expect any miracles of any sort. And no, the case is not dismissed. It's not being dismissed either. So he's probably leading his girlfriend on to believe all this stuff too. I think he only tells her what he wants to tell her. That's what I'm thinking. And knowing him, I would not be surprised. All's going to be well. We're going to get married. If anything, I'll have to be deported. Come back in a year or so to my wife and have a happy life back in the Philippines again. Well, in a perfect world, that could happen, but it's not a perfect world. And he created a very imperfect situation for himself. Remember, for himself. And it looks like it's an irreversible situation. But who did it? The old mystery. Who did it? The whodunit story. Well, we know who done it. Okay. Now he has to live with himself. But the thing that really gets me, the man can't change. He's making comments. Now, I understand that there's a lot of secret conversations that were recorded that's going to be public, and I'm looking forward to see that. I'm looking forward to see that because that's going to cement, well, it's already cemented, but that's going to cement even more, him being undesirable. In this case, I have against him. I will utilize everything and anything I got, and I've already done that. But more? Sure, I'll add more. I'll add more stock to the soup, if you know what I mean. I have no problem doing that. No problem whatsoever. And I'm looking forward to the recordings. And I understand there's a lot. So whoever releases them, if that's Aloe or whoever it might be, sure, I'll be awaiting. Play it all. I've heard some of the recordings he had already on there. So, and the other thing is too, what's the deal with conjugal visits? Is his girlfriend staying over there for the weekend or spends a night there? I don't think that's allowable. And his use of the cell phone, that's been a pressing issue with the BI. And hopefully they just finally take care of that situation. Of course I've talked to the BI about that. But I can't put a knife to their neck, even though Barry threatened me. Barry threatened to slit my throat. Well, slitting his throat will be taking away his phone. Then he can't watch anything all fucking day. All right, maybe he's not living at the Ritz. He's not staying at the Ritz-Carlton, but comparatively to Bickerton or something, he says that he ain't going nowhere. Nobody's moving him any. How sure are you about that? How sure? Don't be too sure of anything. You weren't sure that you'd be captured. You weren't sure that you'd be spending almost 6 months in jail. Never be too sure of yourself, because it doesn't always work out. You know, whatever happens and whatever, when the smoke clears with all this shit, whatever goes down, goes down. The one thing I cannot control is what BI does or anything else. And what the court does, I can't control that. I can contribute, but I can't control. And for what I could see, I don't think he's got a snowball's chance in hell to get out of this situation. But what does he do? He constantly making comments on his girlfriend's show, okay? Name calling and all that stuff. He doesn't learn. He hasn't learned, and he never will learn. That's why he is where he's at. He can't learn to shut his pie hole. He cannot shut his mouth. Whose fault is that? Mine? That ain't my fault. He put himself in that situation, okay? Some say it would have happened anyway. Well, that's debatable that he's in immigration lockup, because the truth is, and I've spoken about this, that if evidence wasn't presented on his undesirability, chances are he would have gotten away with his immigration status for a pretty goddamn long time. I'm convinced of that. And, well, at least he admits, after all the lies he's told his girlfriends, after all the lies he's told his viewers through the years, I'm not an illegal immigrant. I'm here legally. He lied about that. He lied about everything. He's even lying right now about his SSI. Of course he's getting his SSI. There's nothing that will prevent him from getting his disability. All this bullshit about got to have his passport to go for the 3-year physical, mental checkup, that's all bullshit. He's getting his money every single month. What he's doing with it, I don't know. Maybe he's eating it up. Maybe he's giving it to his girlfriend to hold. No matter what he's doing with it, but the fact is he's getting it. So his plea for desperation is a horrible plea for is really desperate situation to get people to donate to him, using the same old sad story that is used 6 times in his illustrious career on YouTube. It's always about his Social Security. Somebody stopped my Social Security, or I didn't go get my physical, or I can't get my physical because I can't go to get it because I ain't got my passport. Oh, my cousin has the paperwork in Alabama. Yeah, okay. Who are you fooling? Us or yourself? No. Face the fact, the reality of the situation is that you are in jail. You can call it what you want. Is it a country club compared to Bickerton? Absolutely. It definitely is. He's in extraordinary fear of being transferred. You see, Bummer, understand something. Because you say something isn't going to happen doesn't mean that it ain't going to happen. Like you said, you ain't going nowhere. Well, you didn't think you'd get arrested and found, did you? But you did, right? Did you? Yes or no? You did. You didn't expect to be incarcerated for almost nearly a half a year as the 28th of this month, did you? No, I don't think you expected that either. So wake up and smell the roses. This is your reality that you brought upon yourself. And I'm really looking forward to hear more of the secret conversations going on. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I most certainly am. See what happens, dude, when you can't shut your mouth? That's what happens. Okay, but you haven't learned. You haven't learned anything yet. You are so cocky and narcissistic that it's not even measurable on any scale. And I imagine you've been like that all your life when you beat up your wife. You're not a nice guy. That's the whole thing, man. That's what this sums up to be. I could talk for hours about you. There's a lot to talk about, but it comes down to one thing. You're too cocky for your own good. Look where it's got you. Look where it got you in the past, a half a year in jail over in Alabama for your assault on your wife. There's no excuse for hitting a woman. There's none. That's a true coward. And you'll wind up hitting any girlfriend you have if something doesn't work out for you. That's why people are kind of scared of you being in a relationship with any woman, because your performance in the past have proved it. When you were in Minganilla, you had that girl in the bedroom. So I got to take care of something. You went in the other room and you're giving shit to this Filipina there. And Romblon, when you manhandled your girlfriend there, you bruised the baby, decided you don't care what anybody thinks about smoking around the baby. I paid a rent, you said, the pigsty that you were living in. It was actually a pigsty. It really was. And possibly an old crematorium. And boy, you're a good catch for any woman, I'll tell you that. You're a great catch. I can't expect miracles with this guy. because no miracle is going to happen. He will continue being ornery. He'll continue to be cocky. He will continue to be an asswipe for as long as he lives. And there's some people that just can't change. And he's one of those people. Oh, I could name a few other people on here too. I can't imagine being that lonely. I have somebody in mind, actually. I just can't imagine. Everybody's had some lonely moments in their life, right? Many of you. Can you imagine living in Swill and, sounding like one of those old biddies at a sewing circle? Did you hear what Tony said about him? I'm going to say something, and something's coming up for you. Wait till this happens. Sounds like some old fucking biddy that's never been laid in a fucking sewing circle. And every freaking show, I guess loneliness plays problems with your head, because who has that much time on their hands? And if they do, that's pretty sad. That their whole life, and I mean their whole life, is on YouTube and having fictitious friends. They're not really friends. They're laughing at him all the time, this guy. They're not laughing with him. They're laughing at him. And the only reason some people support this particular person's channel, because the guy himself is a train wreck. He's ready to practically die on camera, which might very well happen. So, the best thing you could do is humor these people, and that's not going to change you. But all you can really do is humor these people. You can't do much more than that. They're not going to change. It's going to take a horrible event in their lives that they'll regret for the rest of their lives in order for them to wake up and realize what they've done. But there are some people that can't do that. They're not capable of doing that, These are the kind of people that'll get the shit beat out of them in jail because they can't shut their mouth. And being in jail and being that kind of person, you're not going to be popular except for some rear-end action. Okay? Tell your friends to invest in some Astroglide or something, or else you're going to get hurt pretty bad. But some people don't learn from their lessons. Well, look at this one guy, almost a half a year. Nobody's moving me anywhere. It's like you said, nobody's going to arrest you. You said nobody cares about your, non-payment of your visas. They don't care about foreigners. Immigration doesn't give a shit. Well, I guess you better talk to them about that, because they said something different and they did something different. So I'm going to argue with that. Where are you now? Anyway, that's all I have to really say. You don't mind the sub count, that'll reset itself in a few days. So it's not a big difference. And when you put your channel on hide or whatever, it's got to go to another recount again. A couple of days probably. I have to reset something myself. But no, I didn't lose my subscribers, I'll guarantee you that. I wouldn't have the $ here on my comment section if I didn't have enough subs and all that other crap that goes with it. So anyway, anything else he has to say to me? Yeah, put on your community page. I love reading your community page. You don't think all that shit's being documented? You're not going to win, dude. You just don't have the ability to rise above it all. This is going to be your life, the rest of your life. And after you spend enough time behind bars, it's going to make you even more bitter, and you're going to get in trouble again. You're going to be against the world. The world's against you. No, the world is not against you. You're against yourself. You're the problem. It's not me. It's not anybody else. It's not Aloe. It's not any of these people. You are against yourself. That's why you're living the life that you're living right now. Only you could have got yourself out of this situation. You couldn't run a good, clean channel. Maybe you'd be somewhere, maybe even making some good money. There are people that were willing to watch you. I don't know why. I guess it's a train wreck theory, but to each his own, right? But you fucked it up. You think by having your girlfriend, putting on the little shit shows that's going on, you think that's going to rise your channel above it all? No, it's not. It's not going to make much difference at all, okay? Sell the bike. Or has she taken possession of it because you owe the family so much money? Is that what it is? They've taken possession of the bike. Oh, she loves you, right? So why doesn't she sell the bike to help you out? That's a question that's been brought up. Why don't she sell the bike to help the get out of jail fund? Why is she holding on to that so tightly? Oh, I see. It's because in your mind, you think you're getting out and you're going to be able to start your life over again. Is that what you think? Really? You ain't going to be riding that bike. She ain't going to be riding that bike. Maybe your family will use it. Okay? But you need the money? Sell the bike. Oh, okay. I have to correct myself again. Sorry, got what I had just said. Probably owed him money. She probably made all the payments on it. It's her bike. But if she loves you so much, why does she sell the bike to help you out? Why? What's going on with that? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the future comments, all the secret conversations, because I've heard you said a lot of shit about me since you were in jail, and I'm looking forward to hear all that shit. Yes, I am. I most